Oh my goodness, good morning, my friends. We're so glad you're with us. The Winter Olympics officially start in Beijing, China tomorrow, Friday, February 4th. Opening ceremonies are tomorrow night, and we'll be broadcasting them for all of Western Washington right here on King 5. It's exciting stuff, but does that mean, it does mean, however, New Day will be off the air during the Olympics, but don't worry, we'll be back as soon as the games wrap up. And games they will be. More than 200 American athletes are competing. And some of those gifted athletes are from right here in Washington. And King 5's Chris Egan joins me now with an Olympic preview. Hello, thank you for being with us.
Well, it is great to be here. That is the sad thing about the Olympics. I love the Olympics, but New Day goes off the air for just a little bit. So that is the sad thing about these Olympic Games. So. Well,
I'm sure that people will be enjoying all the other fun instead. But it is kind of sad that you're not going because you've been there almost. How many Olympics have you been to?
I was at the Olympics in Rio. I was at the Olympics in South Korea. Was about to go to the Olympics in Tokyo, and then they decided that I wasn't able to get up close with the athletes. Kind of the same situation that's going on in China right now. So they decided to keep me here at King 5 TV. There I am hanging out with Keegan Randall. 4 years ago, she won a gold medal for the U.S. in cross-country skiing. It is so much fun always to watch these events up close and to be with the athletes after they get these big moments, and you got to showcase a little bit there and have some fun when you're at the Olympics.
That is pretty cool. And I remember actually working on the morning show and then you coming to us live, sick as a dog. This man, by the way, works tirelessly.
Well, and this Olympics, same thing as in Korea. They're 16, 17 hours ahead of us. So when we were doing the morning shows for King 5, it was 11 o'clock, midnight, 1 a.m. in Korea, and it was getting cold at night, but it was well worth it, and it's a great experience.
We appreciate you. You're our MVP. And on to other MVPs from Washington State. We are sending a number of athletes. Let's talk about a few of them. Corey Stoddard?
Corey Stoddard, and big difference a little bit from winter to summer games. In the Summer Olympics, we had about 65 athletes from the Northwest representing us at the Olympics. There's only going to be about 12, but still some great athletes. Corey Stoddard, she is from Federal Way. There she is as a young kid. She grew up training in inline skating right there at Patterson's West in Federal Way, the same Patterson's West that has also developed Apollo Ono, J.R. Selski, Aaron Tran. And what happens is they learn inline skating and realize there's no inline skating in the Olympics, so they switch to ice. So she learned from Coach Lee at Tacoma Twin Rinks and became one of the best U.S. speed skaters in the world right now. Corey will be competing in 5 to 6 events and has a great chance to medal. So look out for Corey Stoddard from Federal Way.
Go, Corey. Yeah. All right. John-Luke Baker.
John-Luke Baker. Great story. He's from Edmonds, went to Kamiak High School. He will be taking place competing in ice dancing. This will be his first Olympic Games. I love this story. His mom and dad are absolutely amazing. They still coach ice skating. There they are up in the Edmonds, Linwood area. They trained him from a young age. Jean-Luc was actually born with a club foot, and a doctor said, your son will never play sports. Mom and dad said, that's not going to happen. He got therapy at a young age, started skating when he was just 5 years old, and he's never stopped since. And he'll have a chance to medal. He's a fun one to watch.
I have the chills. I love that story. All right, Jackie Wiles, USA Ski Team.
Another great story. Jackie Wiles trained at White Pass. Jackie Wiles, 4 years ago, was just 4 days away from competing in the Olympics in South Korea, and she went all out in a big event before the Olympics and got injured. Not only injured, it was a bad injury. She had months of rehab to get back. She had to battle physical issues, mental issues, and she is back better than ever. Jackie Wiles is skiing great right now. Another awesome story. Our best of Jackie Wiles as she competes for Team USA in skiing in the speed events.
Yes, Jackie, you got this. All right, Novi Mccade, U.S. cross-country skiing.
This is interesting. Winthrop, Washington. If you've ever been to Winthrop, it's a great little town in the Washington. They have produced more Olympians per population than any other city in the state of Washington. Sadie and
Really?
Eric Bjornson, both U.S. cross-country skiers. Novi Mccade's mom, there's Novi, her mom was a cross-country skier for the U.S. And now Novi, at the age of 20, will be representing the U.S. in cross-country skiing. She is a three-time Amity, three-time state champion in cross-country running for little Liberty Bell High School in Winthrop, Washington. And now she is one of the best, and she is a rising star. Only 20. I think she's going to be in a few more Olympics.
That is so cool. All right, so our last local athlete is actually going to Beijing as a coach of the men's curling team, Sean Baton.
Sean Baton, I don't know what's going on at Kamiak High School, but he's another Kamiak High alum from Edmonds, went to the University of Washington. He works for Amazon. There he is at the Granite Curling Club in North Seattle. Sean Baton's a great curler, but wasn't good enough to make the U.S. Olympic team as an athlete. But he's been asked by John Schuster, the reigning gold medalist in men's curling, to be their coach. So he will be coaching two U.S. curling teams, the men's team, John Schuster's team, and a mixed relay team. And basically, when it comes to coaching in curling, it's just all about getting your team prepared, scouting your opponents, and he's so excited as he's living out his dreams.
Yes.
And helping out in the Olympics.
I love that. So excited for him. You know, and Sean makes curling look so easy, but Chris, there's some real skill involved, right?
It's not easy at all. Sean's been doing it since he was 6. His dad taught him the sport. It takes hours and hours on the ice to perfect it. And then it's also a little bit of a chess match on ice as well. So you've got to have a smart little mind as well as you're battling against another team on where to place your rock. So not easy at all.
Not easy.